I knew it! This thing is good! This thing is good! Hello, my very dear friends dwelling the web. Good to have you back in my studio, Warsaw, Poland. My name is Paul and this is my humble YouTube channel. First of all, thanks for all the feedback and comments on my previous video on FeedF Gen 2 by Matt. Well, it's not probably gonna be my most popular video, but I'm still happy that I have reviewed this thing, whatever it is. And well, this video makes me think of another of my videos, which is by far the most popular video on my channel. I've once reviewed Smart EQ 3 by Sonible, and yes, this is the most popular video on my channel so far. And yes, it's no secret that I'm a fan of auto, smart, intelligent, AI, you name it, tools, and I'm always eager to test them out. And actually Smart EQ 3 makes me think about something more, because okay, I've tested some smart EQing. What if I did a more serious test with more mixing, more auto tools, and what if I clashed it against my manual mixing so that we really know something more? Are the smart plugins really smart? And that's what we're gonna find out today, and let's go for it, because I really do have a feeling that might go into some really interesting areas. So, should we start thinking about quitting our jobs? Are smart plugins that smart that they can outsmart us today? We're gonna find it out very soon. Let's meet the contestants of today's test. The first set is iZotope Neutron 3, which has got a full package of auto mixing tools per track and also a tool to balance the tracks together. It's gonna be assisted by iZotope Ozone, which is gonna help us do some auto mastering of the track. The second set includes my favorite, Smart EQ 3. Yes, this is the tool I love, and well, this love is going to be verified today. It's gonna be used together with Smart Compressor, also by Sonible. This is the tool I haven't tested yet. And also I'm gonna include Gullfoss mastering version that's gonna help us auto master our track. And the third contestant of the test is me, myself. Yeah, I'm gonna compare what the plugins do to my real job so that I can really know if I'm so bad or the plugins are so great. Let's take a look at today's session. I simply took some splice chunks. I took a free acapella from Looperman. Check out Looperman, it's great. And also what I did is that I did some really weird EQing to the tracks to unbalance them, to make them sound worse, so that we really have this feeling that they do need a lot of mixing. And this is how it goes.
I was just doing for self. That means you got to believe in yourself, regardless of the situation what you've been through. This is how it is, this is how you come through. You gotta understand it's all in your heart. Get that courage, that's a spark. That's when it starts to end light. Then you understand, you know what's right. Sometimes you just be caught wrong. This is how it is when you gotta stay strong. Believe in yourself, start with self. This is what it is. Love yourself.
Yeah, it sounds bad, and it's supposed to be bad because we really need to do something about it. And one more remark, guys. In the manual part of my work, I'm only gonna use Kerhoff EQ and Pro C2 by FabFilter, because my auto tools include exactly only compression and EQing. So the manual set of tools is gonna be the same. And we're gonna first start with the manual version, so I'm not influenced by any artificial intelligence. Then we're gonna do the Neutron plus Ozone version, and then we're gonna do Sonible plus Gullfoss version, and then we're gonna compare. Let's go. Take a look at what I did. It's still very far from perfect, but I would say it's a starting point. As for the beat, first I removed some excessive frequencies from the mid-lower range and also from upper mid-range. I also decided to try to brighten it up a little bit. Then there were hi-hats, of course totally harsh and too bright. The beat and the hats work in a group. I decided to add some flavor to this group as well. And then came compression. Which is rather deep, I would say, and it's got slower kind of release, so it's got this feel of hip-hop, old-school pumping. Then came the bass, which was the most troublesome part. It was definitely too deep. I cut it a lot using one dynamic band, and I added some flavor, and I exposed some harmonics in the mid and top range of this bass. I also compressed it a bit. Very fast attack, slower release. I wanted to make it a little bit like 1176 compression that I use on bass a lot. Then came the loop. Well, I cut all the lows from the loop, I don't need them. There were excessive mids, and I also thought it was quite too bright. And then came compression for this. Which is kind of a moderate, natural one, I would say. The last part, vocals, they also needed some sculpting. I removed some of the lows. There was a huge spike, somewhere around 2.8. I removed it really, really deep, and I also decided to make them a little bit brighter, plus some compression.
Understand it's all in your heart. That's courage. That's a spark. That's when it starts to enlight.
It's not very radical, but I can feel that it really is working. And then comes the mastering section. Let's say some very, very slight moves on my EQ, brightening things, adding here, subtracting there, and kind of mastering compression. And maybe that's the time we'll listen to the whole.
I was just doing for self. That means you got to believe in yourself, regardless of the situation what you've been through. This is how it is, this is how you come through. You gotta understand it's all in your heart. That's courage, that's a spark. That's when it starts to enlight. Then you understand, you know what's right. Sometimes you just be caught wrong. This is how it is when you gotta stay strong. Believe in yourself, start with self. This is what it is. Love yourself.
So I made a starting point for my mixing here manually, and let's move to the Neutron thing. This is the hip-hop loop. Mix assistant, track enhance. Next. Let's make it medium, but with high intensity. Next. And actually, Sculptor is kind of an auto EQ. I'm gonna leave it. Equalizer is just an there was a bump here. He added more. Okay, should I treat this exciter as an EQ? You know, I'll make it easier for him and I will leave it. But I will remove the compressor because we're gonna compress in a group, remember. And here comes the head section. Also upfront high. Not much change, but okay, I'm fine with it. Track enhance, balanced, medium. Now we're not gonna exaggerate maybe here. Style balanced, intensity high. Let's go. I'll give him one more chance because he's really exposing the hi-hats in the wrong way, and still I have to make some decisions here as a human. More or less the character of my manual work, the loop. I'm not sure if I like it, but okay, that's what he did. Next, vocals.
Believe in yourself, start with self. This is what it is, love yourself.
it really was too harsh in this region and he made it even more exposed. And this is the problem I'm having with Neutron. But maybe that's gonna work in the whole context. We'll see. So now we're gonna balance the track. Bass, beat, loop, vocals, and that's gonna be my focus. Go to results. And now again, I have to make a manual decision.
I was just doing for self. That means this is how you come through. You gotta understand it's all in your heart. Get that's courage, that's a spark. That's when it starts to end light. Then you understand, you know what's right. Sometimes you just be caught in the wrong.
More or less, I'm still forced to make some human-based decisions. Let's go to Ozone. Yeah, let's make it modern, medium, streaming, blah, blah, blah.
Understands all in your heart. Get that's courage, that's a spark. That's when it starts to end.
I will accept the results and I will take a look. This EQ is weird. I will engage dynamics. And I will turn off maximizer. This is the dynamic EQ. Haha, look at this.
Understands all in your heart. Get that's courage. That's a...
Yeah, first he made a bump in vocals here in Neutron, and now he's trying to fix what he screwed up in Ozone. This is kind of amazing for me, but okay. And now let's move to the Smart EQ3 and Sonible tools. Let's do the beat using factory profile drums. I like it so much more instantly. I'm sorry, but I really do. Anyway, let's take care of hats. He got it right. He did what I exactly did myself, and these are good decisions. One more instance. Again, drums. Yeah, he wasn't radical this time because he already did some sculpting, and now smart compressor. And this is really the very first test of this tool for me. I'm not sure, but okay, this is what he did. And you know what? It's faster to work with Sonible than with isotope tools. Anyway, bass. That's troublesome. I'm not sure if that's what I would do. Bass. I have lots of doubts about this bass, actually, but let's move on. Yeah, he removed some of the harshness, you see? I like his decisions, really. And that's gonna be also interesting because this sounds unspectacular. Let's say.
All in your heart. Get that's courage. That's a spark. That's when it starts to end light. Then you understand, you know what's right. Sometimes you just...
Well, very, very so-so, but okay. Smart compressor.
That's when it starts to end light. Then you understand, you know what's right.
And now there's one more thing to do, because we can make groups here. Exactly. And now I can add groups on 3 levels so that the EQing, the dynamic EQing of each track is dependent on what's happening elsewhere, I would say. And there's a group impact I can tweak. And first level, of course, this is vocals, loop, and beat. And I've got too much bass, probably. So let's make it like this and learn all.
Sometimes you just be caught in the wrong. This is how it is when you gotta stay strong, believing in.
Okay guys, let's say we're almost kind of there. The mastering section is ahead. We're gonna also start with Smart EQ3. Yeah, I'm gonna make it work just very slightly, and then comes Gullfoss.
Believe in yourself, start with self. This is what it is, love yourself.
Some manual work, but I really kept it minimal. I let Gullfoss do its job. Now, Smart Compressor as our mastering compressor.
You just be caught wrong. This is how it is when you gotta stay strong. Believe in yourself, start with self.
Guys, that's it. And now's the time to compare the results, and I'm really afraid that the plugins are somehow better than I am. We'll find out in a minute. I leveled the things a bit so that they are comparable. Let's press play.
I was just doing for self. That means you got to believe in yourself, regardless of the situation what you've been through. This is how it is, this is how you come through.
Neutron and Ozone are not smarter than me, that's for sure. Sonible.
I was just doing for self. That means you got to believe in yourself, regardless of the situation what you've been through. This is how it is, this is how you come through. You got.
I knew it! It's good that I'm using Smart EQ3 by Sonible. This thing is good! This thing is good. It makes the decisions that I would make, and it's really trying to mimic human behavior and human decisions in a good way. I'm gonna play it all again for you.
I was just doing for self. That means I was just doing for self. That means I was just doing for self. That means you got to believe in yourself, regardless of the you got to believe in yourself, regardless of the you got to believe in yourself, regardless of the situation what you've been through. This is how it is, this is how you come through. You gotta understand it's all in your heart. That's courage, that's a spark. That's when it starts to end light. Then you understand, you know what's right. Sometimes you just be caught wrong. This is how you just be caught wrong. This is how you just be caught wrong. This is how it is when you gotta stay strong. Believe in yourself, start with self. This is what it is, love yourself.
My version is the most coherent for the whole tone and dynamics. I like it most, so I still do have some skills. The Sonible and Gullfoss thing is really very close, and this is scary actually, because if this keeps learning, it's gonna be scary good. But the Neutron, it's got a very sorry spike, somewhere around 3 kilohertz. The general tone and the general quality of what Neutron did is really very so-so. Though I gave it a couple of shots, I'm gonna probably upload the files for you, so you're gonna guys listen to the manual, Sonible Gullfoss and Neutron Ozone versions. And well, I'm totally thrilled and ready to sum the things up. Let me sum the things up from this very bottom top perspective, because yes, I have proven to myself and hopefully to you that still human is better and auto AI tools are inferior to human decisions. Well, I'm still really shocked how close Smart EQ3 Smart Compressor and Gullfoss were to what I did as my premix. And really guys, if they keep feeding their cyber babies with good audio material, it's gonna be scary good in a couple of years, and it's gonna be more like 2 or 3 than rather 10 years. So yeah, there might be time I'm gonna be partially unemployed because the machine is going to do the thing. That's it for today, guys, and I'm gonna turn my computer off because I'm kind of afraid it's gonna start talking to me one day. Hope to see you soon anyway. Take care.